welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite products for the month of October because somehow we're already a week into November. October was a blur, honestly. October was a blur for me, and I think that plays into the fact that I honestly had a hard time picking out what products stood out to me most this past month because I tried a lot of new products in October, but I felt like not a lot of them had longevity. Like I tried them and then I moved on to the next thing. I wasn't fighting to continue to use them. I also had a big trip in the middle of October to go to a YouTube event, so I brought my best makeup and none of it was new really. And then towards the end of October, I was preparing and filming for the Sephora sale. So I'm not including any of my purchases from the Sephora sale in this video, though I did want to, but I just feel like the sale started on October 27th. Those do not count as monthly favorites, though some are definitely going to be included next month. So I was like, before anything being related to the Sephora sale, what was I using and loving? So here's what I have, and you'll be surprised because a lot of these products are actually older products that I've talked about in the past that was just something I used a lot this month. I don't know. Okay, let's get started with the one skincare product that I have. I love it. My skin loves it. And in this economy, your wallet's gonna love it too. e.l.f. low-key, like, I like their skincare. So this is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Sleeping Mask. I have been putting this on almost every other night on my skin, or in the mornings if my skin's feeling a little dry, I will just let this set on my skin while I'm making breakfast and getting ready for the day. So this, it does have a fragrance to it, but I like it. It just smells really, really clean is the best way that I can describe it. I know a lot of you guys aren't into fragrance. Whatever, I don't find it affects my skin really. This doesn't break me out. If you're familiar with my skin type, I have normal to dry skin, leaning more dry, that's very sensitive and acne prone. And this just leaves my skin feeling really hydrated. It stays on through the night and it's very affordable. It's been beating out some of my much less affordable options. So yeah, if you're looking for a good sleeping mask slash just something to leave on your skin while you're doing some activities, you want a little additional hydration, I've been loving this. Okay, let's hop over into makeup. This product is a product that I've talked about non-stop in the last 6 months, and I didn't want to be too repetitive and put this in too many favorites, but this was honestly the foundation that I reached for the most this month. It helped that I was recommending this for the Sephora sale as well, so I was also wearing it for my recommendations videos. But the Tom Ford foundation stick, this used to not be my #1 favorite foundation. It used to be Dior Air Flash. May she rest in peace. I need Dior to come back out with it again. I'm really upset about that. There's a hole in my heart knowing I cannot purchase that foundation again. But anyways, that aside, so because that foundation is no longer available, this is my favorite foundation. And I love it because you can get full coverage with it, but you can also just use it for every day for a light coverage. And my skin just looks so smooth when I wear this. It looks skin-like and it looks smooth. I really cannot describe it other than skin-like and smooth. And you can get whatever level of coverage you want with it. It is the best foundation. It does not look makeup-y whatsoever. It is $90. That's why I recommended it for the Sephora sale, even though I recommend it every single time. But you know, $90. You definitely want to get a discount on it while you can. The sale is over at this point, but it's worth $90. Oh geez. Okay, so let's go into concealers. Both of these are not new concealers, but the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer, so I used it when it first launched and I loved it, but then after this launched, there was just this whole slew of other concealers that launched, so this one kind of took the back burner so I could test the new ones. And so finally, that the concealer launches have settled, I fell back into using this again. So my love has resurfaced pretty quickly after this launch. This is just a really nice full coverage hydrating concealer. I do not know how Natasha Denona did it, and it also is extremely long wearing. Now, when I went to my YouTube event, I love this and it's very hydrating, but I knew I wanted my makeup to look perfect all day. So I mixed it with a concealer that's like a little bit drier, has a little bit better on the longevity front, and that would be the Urban Decay Quickie Concealer. So ever since that event, my makeup was so perfect that day that I've been continuing to reach for these as a duo. I just think even though both of these are amazing on their own, this is like the perfect cocktail right here. A hydrating full coverage concealer with another long wearing full coverage concealer. Magical. So if you have both of these, definitely try them out. Bronzer. Again, another older product, but I feel like lately my bronzers have been looking very orange on me, and I've just been wanting something a little bit more neutral. And for me, the perfect color, a color that does not intimidate me, that I know is not going to look too warm, is this Pat McGrath Labs Divine Bronzer in the shade Nude Honey. It's the bronzer I'm wearing right now. I just feel like the tone of it works so seamlessly with my skin. I do have to be careful. I do have a more neutral undertone. So sometimes if a bronzer is orange or a little too warm, it looks more warm on me. So I find that whenever I can find a good relatively neutral bronzer shade, that it really just looks much more natural. So I've been reaching for this one a lot. I do really enjoy the formula as well. And it's so funny, when this launched, I was like, it's a good bronzer, but it doesn't stand out in the range of bronzers. But at this point, after having it for months and months and months, this tone is so perfect, this color is so perfect, that this is one of my favorite bronzers at Sephora, and it's a very nice formula as well. So this has been the bronzer that I've been using all month. And then the last complexion product that I have is from Bare Minerals. So these are the Gen Nude Highlighting Blushes. So I have 4 different shades here. I think I actually have more in my drawer, but just in general, I love this formula. It's like a pigmented highlight, I would say. They call it a highlighting blush because it's literally that, but depending on the color you can get away with using it as a blush, but you can also get away with using it as a highlight. But then there is, for my skin tone, some colors that are a true bridge between the two. I love how buttery smooth this formula feels. Literally feels hydrating on the skin, and I found the colors very versatile. So for today, I actually used this Kokie blush, which by the way is a really great affordable blush, to put down a base color. It's a matte blush, but I wanted some glow and some life, so I went in with the shade Mauve Glow, just a little bit right over the cheek. You can see it have that glow. And then I went in with the shade Opal Glow more towards the high points there to work as my highlight, and it has that buttery smooth hydrating look on the skin itself, if you ask me. Really a stunning formula. Another way that I like to use these, because I do feel like generally speaking these shades are a little bit too dark to wear as highlighters, I like to use these as bridges between my blush and my highlight, especially if I feel like the blush is too matte. This is a good way to kind of bridge the color into the glow and finish of the highlight. So I'll use it kind of in between my blush and my highlight for a more seamless look. Honestly, a stunning formula. I knew these were good from the start of reviewing these, but I've just found myself without thinking reaching for these a lot. So yeah, I mean, these have stood the test of time. It's crazy because I wasn't in love with these. Like, I knew they were good products, but I just wasn't sure if they were something that I would reach for initially, and turns out I'm reaching for them a lot. Eyebrows. I have the oldest product ever. And probably of all these products, this is the oldest product ever. Like, Morgan, where have you been? But the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter is such a good brow gel, and I've talked about this before being so good, but then, you know, I am on to other brow gels. I kind of forget about this one. I've been using it again. Perfection. It really does have a nice hold on my brows without feeling too crunchy in the eyebrows. The applicator is really nice. It separates the brows perfectly just to give that really full look. And then also, after having learned how to use it, I got my brows done by a Benefit artist. She literally just used the flat side and pressed the brows, and I felt like that was the nail in the coffin for the long wear. So yes, if you brush it, it's going to have a nice hold, but if you then take the flat side and push it down, boom, like glue. So the only con I have to this, I would say, is like sometimes it's a bit shiny, especially if you accidentally get the product on the outside of the brow onto the skin. So I do find myself having to clean up around the area after I apply this. But other than that, this is one of the best brow gels. Not a hot take. I am not the first person to discover it, but so good. Okay, I have some eyeshadow sticks from the drugstore that I've been enjoying a lot. I wouldn't say these are a life-changing eyeshadow stick, but you guys know I've been on that journey. And so far, one of my favorites from the drugstore are the Maybelline Color Tattoo Eye Sticks. Now, these aren't the best in the world. So there's matte and shimmer. The matte shades are very nice. They blend very easily, but I'm normally not going for a matte stick, so I haven't been using them as much. The shimmers are so pretty. Now, it's a different type of shimmer, so I will say these aren't as creamy as I like my eyeshadow sticks to be, but I feel like it's made up for that in the fact that these set down. These are the longest wearing eyeshadow sticks I have ever used, but again, there is that give and take because it's not a super creamy application, and hopefully you can see that in the demo. I have the shade I Am Courageous on the eyelids today. This shade has the prettiest glitter particles in there, and not a lot of eyeshadow sticks have such a textured, in a good way, not a bad way, a good textured look on the eyelid. Even my favorite, like Rare Beauty, you guys know I've been loving lately. I love the Rare Beauty sticks, but it's more of a metallic finish. This one is more like fine glitter particles, which kind of give it an elevated look to the eyelid. So I've been enjoying these a lot. The biggest con is that you do have to kind of go back and forth and build it up, but that is made up for, one, in I think how luxe it looks on the eyelid, and two, I mean, these will not crease. These are longer wearing than my Hourglass, than my Rare Beauty, than my Fenty Beauty. I have these swatches from earlier from the demo. They aren't going anywhere once they set down, as with most of the Maybelline tattoo line. But yeah, so impressed with the wear time. So if you have oily eyelids, you might have met your match with these. I have an eyeliner. Well, let's do eyeshadows next. My next eyeshadow video is going to be long. There's a lot of palettes that have launched. So this first one, I don't know it's gonna rank at the end of it all super high, but this was a formula before the Sephora sale that I was using a lot. This is the Esam, the Artistry palette, Elevate Pigment palette, and this is such a fun launch from Esam. It has multiple different formulations. Now, this is a pricey palette, so do keep that in mind, but it truly is so well thought out and one of the best, most easiest to use formulas. And I recommend you check out my video where I use this because it actually is pretty approachable as well. It looks scary, but this is a good color palette for neutral wearers because I do find the colors very approachable. So there's like a duochrome formula here, a true heavy pigment shimmer here, iridescent shades, just a really fun array of formulas and colors, and I've been able to come up with a lot of creative looks with this that I felt really inspired by, and the formula of these is buttery smooth, very easy to work with. Shimmer formulas don't apply as good with a brush as they do with a finger. This is one of the very few formulas that I've ever tried that will apply with whatever tool you use, a brush or a finger, the exact same. While it is an expensive palette, it really is such an amazing, easy to use formula. So huge points on them for that formula. And then this one, she's coming back 2 months later. I literally put this in my favorites 2 months ago, but I took a break because a lot of palettes had launched. And then I traveled with this and I was like, this is just the best palette, and I haven't been able to put it down since. Good old Natasha Denona, I Need a Nude, is once again standing the test of time here. You know a product's good then when I have reviewed it and I have to put it away, but I have to pull it back out because I just simply want to use it. The shade Muse is so amazing all over the eyelid. The mattes here are so nice and blendable. I do wish, I feel like we're missing a good, even deeper, almost blackish brown shade in here. There's not a dark enough blackish brown shade if you ask me in here, but other than that, I love this palette. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I've talked about it so much on my channel, but I would be lying if I didn't say like, this is what I am using this month. Okay, I've discovered a new amazing eyeliner pencil, and surprisingly, it's from the brand Give. I could not figure out how to say the name because it's spelled Gxve by Gwen Stefani, but you guys told me it's literally just pronounced Give. But anyways, brand name aside, their Line It Up 24-hour pencil eyeliner, so good. I bought a new shade during the sale. This isn't the new shade. I want to buy more though. But this is the shade Acting Shady. I wanted to be different and I got a charcoal shade, which honestly, I don't really love the charcoal shade for the type of looks that I do, but the formula has been so good that I've been using it anyways. Creamy eyeliner that sets down and lasts all day. It's great for hooded eyelids because it sets down so nice. It's great for mature eyelids because it still is a really creamy application, but not too creamy to where you're going to make a mess, and you do have a little bit of playtime to kind of use a brush to blend it out. Really one of the best eyeliners I would say that I've tried at Sephora. I am due to like retry all of the eyeliners from Sephora, but in terms of application, this is one of the easiest, but still has one of the lasting wear times, one of the most long-lasting wear times. So I need more colors of this. For mascara, or I guess eyelashes, not necessarily mascara, but for days that I am going solo with my lashes and not wearing falsies, if I want a little bit of plump to them, this Too Faced Better Than Sex Foreplay Mascara Primer is so good. I love the way that the wand catches onto my lashes, and it's black. Love a black lash primer. And not only that, but it does such a good job volumizing that it literally looks like a mascara, but it doesn't get clumpy when I put a mascara on top. There is a true difference between when I use this and when I don't. So for those of you with thinner lashes like myself, this will help you out. The caveat to this, on days that I wear this, it means I want my lashes to look really lovely and full, but I'm not going to be able to get it off. This is a little bit difficult to take off, so I have to be thoughtful as to when I'm going to wear this. But for special events and for events that I know I want to look good for, this is the winner. Okay, so for lips, I have 3 different formulations that I've been loving. One has more so to do with makeup prep. This is the Lawless Forget the Filler Overnight Lip Plumping Mask. You guys know I'm a Laneige fan, but I've been shifting towards this one because the feel of it on the lips is so wonderful. And this is the Juicy Watermelon scent, so it's like, smells like candy. What a pleasurable experience when applying makeup, and it's a thinner formula than the Laneige, I would say, which I think makes it a little bit more appropriate for before makeup, and it has like kind of a tingle because it's supposed to be lip plumping. Probably, I don't think it's lip plumping, but it does have that tingle that makes me think that it's working. I don't know, I've just been enjoying this as my lip prep. It's really nice in hydration. It smells like candy. So this next product I haven't gotten to talk about on my channel as much as I wanted to because of the Sephora sale, but Ali Glines launched her makeup brand Ravie Beauty, and my goodness, she created such a beautiful formula. So there were 3 shades that launched, and currently I'm wearing, the shade is so stunning to give a little bit of a life to the face, Tulip. So I love how thin these are. They feel so minimal but like beautiful. And then when you open up the product itself, it does have quite a luxe feel. The colors that she launched were quite wearable, but I went with the shade Tulip today, and it's the brightest of the 3 shades, and it kind of gives like a glow to the face because it adds color, it adds life back. So if you have like a pinky blush, it's going to make the blush come out more. And this formula is really nice because you can build it up to get a little bit more pigment, so it's buildable, and it gives such a plush look to the lips. It fills in the lines of the lips, but it's such a pretty coverage. It's going to wear down but still not look crazy, because you know how sometimes with lip products, they're pretty when you put them on, but as they wear down, it looks weird. This is going to be beautiful as it wears down. You're not even going to notice like, oh, she needs to reapply her lipstick. And it's very, very hydrating. So I've been enjoying this just as a quick throw on everyday formula for something that's hydrating. So congratulations to Ali. This is a beautiful product. She's a beautiful person as well. So I'm really excited to start seeing what's going to come out more with this brand. And then the final product that I have, I did not expect to love as much as I did. There's a hot debate about this, but this is the Fenty Beauty Hologram Gloss Balm Crystal. So they say it's a holographic lip color, but it's definitely not. All of you holo people know that this is more iridescent than holographic, but I mean, that's kind of hard to do in a lip gloss, no? Anyways, the color is gorgeous and it goes over beautifully. Tulip from Ravie, but it's such a pretty color. Normally, I wouldn't think that I would like an iridescent shade on my lips, but it almost looks peachy with the turn of my lips, which happens to be a shade that's so popular for lipsticks. It's so beautiful. It is very beautiful on bare lips as well, with just a little bit of lip liner. It's that great Fenty Beauty thick but not sticky, really plumping formula. So I'm excited about this. I think this is surprisingly such a beautiful color. So there we have it. That is all of my favorites for the month of November. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you share down below what products you were loving this month. And I do have a palette rankings video coming up very soon. There's going to be a lot of palettes in that video, so buckle up. I'm already like having to prepare myself for it mentally, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I will have all of the products linked down below for your convenience, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.